Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Emma Swift. She is and also ES, cool.
Yes, Emma and Emma.
Right, two Emmas here. She's a mental health counselor in Brewer, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so she's here to kind of inform us about stuff like that. Emma, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that would be worth a discussion is coping methods, and how does managing mental health look different for different people?
Yeah, absolutely. What I've found in my work is that coping varies so widely across different age groups, different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, across different communities. And so what I always tell people is you gotta find what works for you and take that and then leave the rest.
Right.
And I always encourage people to really try different things.
Yep.
Like, so if you've never tried it, try it. And then how do you feel?
Right.
Does it help? Cool. Do
Right.
that. And then if not, all right, let's move on. Let's find something. In the recovery community, that's what they say. They always say, like, take what works in recovery and leave the rest.
Like recovering from addictions?
Yeah.
Yep.
In the recovery community, that's kind of one of their things that they talk about is, we got to find what works for you to stay sober. And leave the rest. And in mental health, it's kind of the same.
Don't shame yourself for what's not working.
Correct.
Because sometimes, for me, we were joking before, but it's serious. Sometimes a walk is something that really helps pull me out of a funk, and sometimes I gotta lay on the floor and just
cry.
be like, what just happened?
Scream,
Yeah.
cry, whatever you gotta do.
Right.
I always say, like I said earlier, better out than in.
Yeah.
Because whatever we don't find a way to cope with externally, it's gonna come out sideways.
Right.
We internalize it, and then it comes out sideways. Like we start getting upset at our kids, or we yell at our partner, or we close up and we don't want to talk to anybody and we isolate. Right? It's always going to come out eventually.
And that can be varying degrees of explosive.
Yeah, and it's not always healthy at that point. And at that point, you're not really in control of it.
Right.
Right? You're at the mercy of your emotions instead of being like, I'm going to intentionally do something to deal with how I'm feeling right now.
When in actuality you are trying to be in control, trying so hard, and then
most often it's control. Most often people want that illusion of control.
I get that. I get that.
Turns out we're not in control of much.
Right. Tell me
Just
about
ourselves.
it. Tell me about it. Our behavior.
But we are in control of ourselves. We're in control of getting help.
Yep.
We're in control of what we do. I always tell people, just try to take really good care of yourself.
Yeah.
One of my friends texted me before. She's like, I have a clinician friend, and she's kind of annoying, and she's always telling me to be nicer to herself. And I'm like, who? Who is she? And she was like, it's you. And I was like, oh yeah.
Who? I want to be friends with her.
That's what I said. I was like, who is this person? I love them. You gotta
it's
be,
you.
It's me. It's me. You gotta be nice to yourself.
Awesome,
though. You gotta be really nice to yourself.
Right.
If all you do today is try to be nicer, then that's great.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to leave it. Looks like we're about out of time, but
awesome.
Great conversation, always worthy of it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, thank you, Emma. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.